get a goal, it's just the beginning. You gotta sing when you're winning, everywhere you go. Everywhere you go. You gotta sing when you're winning. Get a goal, it's just the beginning. Sing, sing when you're winning, everywhere you go.
Hello and welcome to episode 51 of the Sing When You're Winning, a Fantasy Football League oddity podcast featuring distant cousins of podcast royalty and a very special guest this week who we will reveal very shortly, unless you're watching on YouTube, and then you'll know who it is already. But yes, waiting in line for the podcast throne this week. It's a quiet one this Friday morning. It's myself, Jamie, and we've got Steve. How are you doing, Steve? You all right?
Hello, I'm all right, thank you.
Good. Good to have you.
Very dark Friday morning. It's not Friday, it's Thursday night.
It's just getting darker on these Friday mornings. Yes, Steve doesn't like to play ball, unfortunately, but we're going to keep persevere. Jersey Chris is still hunting down windows in Everest. We might hear from him later in the show. Actually, he sent a voice note, so might just put that in for people. And Lee is off to ABBA Voyage. So for that reason alone, we're going to introduce ourselves this morning. And what's your favourite ABBA tune, Steve? Have you got one?
Actually, I like loads of ABBA tunes. There's nothing wrong with ABBA, yeah.
I'm not saying there is. I'm not slagging ABBA off. But yeah, I just wasn't sure if you were that much of a fan. Yeah, you like them?
Yeah, no, I don't mind that. Yeah, I've got ABBA Gold, and I think I've got ABBA Gold 2 as well.
Was there an ABBA Gold 2? All right, okay. That's
I think so, yeah.
What's the best album by the Beatles? The best of the Beatles, isn't it?
Yeah, a little bit, yeah. No, I like ABBA. It's good for a bit of a sing-song in it, and it makes me all melancholy.
Yeah. Good stuff. So, are you gonna give us one song you like, or do you just like them all?
Name of the Game. I like that. That's all right.
That's a good one, isn't it? Yeah. Good tune. And I'm gonna go for Money, Money, Money. It's a very obvious choice, but I think it's got a belt and chorus, hasn't it? It's all good stuff. So yes, we'll introduce our special guest, who I have a feeling, with his musical background, probably has sung one or two ABBA tunes in his time. He might let us know. But yes, this week, I'm delighted to introduce a brand new guest, not only to the pod, but also to the league. It's his second FPL season, I believe, but his debut with us in Sing When You're Winning. According to Wikipedia, he's an English singer and songwriter. He was a member of Liberty X and is the vocalist of Wet, 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 and also won The Voice UK back in 2016. So let's give a very warm podcast welcome to Kevin Simm.
Thank you.
How are you doing this Friday morning or Thursday night, depending on how you want to play the game?
I'm knackered, yeah. Just got up. Kids have been, waking me up early, and Thursday night's not nice, is it? But yeah. I don't know. It could be either, to be honest. They're both about the same for me.
Yeah. Well,
I'm generally just knackered around this sort of time,
How have you been keeping busy during the week then? Have you had a busy week music-wise or any otherwise? Or?
Not so much music-wise. I've just come off a cruise. So I've been on there working, obviously singing. And then kind of got a week at home before I go on tour with Wet, Wet, Wet for like the next 3 weeks. So this week's kind of just all about just trying to see the kids and stuff like that. So I've just literally, if it is Thursday evening, I've literally just got back from the driving range with one of my sons.
Cool.
But if it's early in the morning, we could have still been there, I guess. But just trying to spend a bit of time with the kids before I bugger off once again. But nice. I love a bit of ABBA.
Yeah. So what would your favourite be? Have you indeed performed any ABBA numbers and stuff on TV or stage or anything?
I don't think I have ever done any ABBA songs. I don't know. But my favourite would be Knowing Me, Knowing You. Aha.
You've got to do that back.
It's got to be Alan Partridge. I mean, that's the reason I love ABBA, for sure.
Yeah. Unbelievable. Yeah, I mean, I think Alan Partridge introduced a lot of our generation probably to ABBA, to be fair. But well, I'd never heard of the song before I watched Alan Partridge when I was about however old. Good stuff. Well, we're going to look at your team before we go into the review of last week. But when I was looking at your team on the app, I did notice that you played your wild card. Oh, sorry, not wild
Free
card,
hit.
free hit. So it was hard to decipher whether that was your actual team last week, because you've not played your wild card yet as well, which surprised me. I went back and I thought, oh, why did you go free hit instead of wild card? Was there any reason behind that?
Do you know what? I would say I'm a novice. I've played fantasy football before,
Yeah.
but I've always been that guy that just picks a team at the beginning and then just leaves it and doesn't do it. After a few weeks, I just don't do anything. So I didn't even know like what wild cards and free hits and triple captains all were when I started this.
Yeah.
And the reason that I used that, I have no idea why I used that instead of the wild card. I should have just got Haaland in the team, and but I just kind of freaked out, I think, because Ekitike got his marching orders, and I had Isaac, and Ekitike in the same team, and I thought, gee, I need to get Haaland in, but I don't want to spend any points, you know what I mean?
Yeah. Well, the good news is you've got the wild card, so you could do that again this weekend. Although the deadline is Friday night, people, just as a reminder for anyone who's not sure. But yeah, you could essentially do it all again this week, but wild card it, and get Haaland, because you've got Haaland and Salah in your side last week. So yeah, there's not many people have that.
Yeah, to be honest, I think it's a bit. I'm learning as I go along, if I'm honest. Do you know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
Because also one thing as well that I didn't really, that I didn't really grasp when I started. I just kind of took it for granted. Was the fact that the head-to-heads, I like won the first 3, and I was like, all right, well that's cool. But I kind of thought that was like a side game, whereas really that's the main game, isn't it? Really?
Undoubtedly,
yeah. So like, as much as I've been fairly happy with the way I am in the overall standings, I lost like 3 in a row after that, and then obviously won last week. So I need to start really getting my shit together and taking that bit a bit more seriously, especially since I've got Chesney Hawks this week, who I definitely want to not lose to.
Brilliant.
Yeah. Chesney dragged you into the league, didn't he, Kev?
He did, yeah. He did, and I'm glad to be doing it. Do you know the only thing is with fantasy football for me is, because obviously I'm a big Liverpool fan.
Yeah.
I hate the fact I hate the fact that I'm cheering on other players from other teams and I want them to do stuff. You know what I mean? It kind of kills me a little bit. So I got to wrap my head around it all a little bit. And
you have to kind of get over that. We had Alex Winters, Alex Winters from CBBC and things like that. Yeah. He was in it a few years ago and he did really well. And I think he finished 4th. We only had 1 or 2 divisions then. And he finished 4th. And then he left after and said, I can't do it. I can't. He's a Man United fan. So he's like, I just can't play a game where I have to hope Salah's going to score.
Yeah.
So he just couldn't do it.
Yeah, especially when you when you're playing when, for example, Liverpool are playing someone as well, and maybe they're 3-0 up, and you're almost hoping that someone, you've got someone else in your team, and you're like, well, if they score a consolation, it's points for me. You know what I mean? It's bizarre, isn't it? It just goes against everything.
It is weird. You find yourself watching Monday night football and games like West Ham against Burnley, and everything's riding on it, and then you cheer when like Bowen scores, and you like your daughter looks at you and goes, "Why are you celebrating that?" Like you don't even support West Ham, but it happens.
It's quite often one thing you're hoping for in a game, isn't it? And when it happens, you're like, "Yes, this is amazing."
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah. It is. And then have you started looking at your opponent yet? Obviously, if you've got Chesney this weekend, have you been looking at his team and matching against yours? Not got to that level yet.
No, not really. Because obviously in the WhatsApp, I kind of see, Chesney getting ribbed a little bit for not winning until last week. So I had looked like a while back. And I mean, I knew obviously he'd have a few West Ham players in there. But yeah, I mean, it's hard to like really... It's difficult, isn't it? Because a lot of teams have the same sort of players, don't they? Generally, there's only really a couple of different ones, isn't there? Where you kind of, I suppose, you win it or you lose it, I guess. And then it comes to the triple captain and whatever you use that week to try and bump your score up, I guess. But I'll be looking at it. I will be looking at it this evening, once I've woken up, and I'll be checking it out. And I feel like feel like I've made a real mistake putting Isak and Ekatike in. I think obviously Liverpool. I kind of felt like they're going to just, whether even if they're not playing at the same time, I kind of felt like they're going to tear people apart.
Yeah.
But the last couple of weeks have kind of got me a little bit concerned.
Isak's just not getting going, and I don't know if it's because of the way he fell out of Newcastle and didn't play, wasn't training properly, but he just does not look anywhere near the player that he was at Newcastle last year.
No, I think he's going to need the international break in, and then he'll get his rhythm going after that, won't he?
He's in my. I've still got him in my team because I think he'll come good. So I'm not getting rid of him, but I'm almost thinking of benching him some weeks.
If you get last year's Isak back and have Isak and Haaland up front, you're laughing, aren't you? Really?
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah. Surely it'll happen.
Chesney's team is called SWYW.
Okay.
Anyone got a guess on what that might stand for?
No.
FOY.
FOYOEB.
Must stand for something.
It's not something to do with blowing bubbles or something, is it?
Forever.
FOY.
OEB.
OEB.
What is it backwards? Is it spell anything backwards? No. Yoff. No.
BEOYOF.
He's listening. He's just laughing. He's going, I've got them all filled. So there you go. At one point, towards the end of last season, Chesney popped in for 5 minutes every week. It was great. He became a regular.
Well, he was going to come in yesterday. He was hoping to, but then he was singing on a. I was going to say ferry, but it'd be more of a cruise ship, I would imagine.
Yeah.
But he's doing the same gig tonight, so he can't. But he did say if we wanted to record at 9:30, he'd happily come on. But that would probably not going to do that.
Well, Chesney actually does the same ship as me, the same ships. Right. So every night you're kind of singing around that sort of time. So it's kind of impossible to do anything, or between sort of 7 and 10 o'clock or whatever. So
nice. Do you fly in by helicopter or do you just jump on at port?
No, it depends, but definitely no helicopter. But you generally join in Southampton or fly out to wherever you join in the ship if you join in while it's out of, in a different port somewhere else. But it's a good crack, good laugh. Yeah,
what's it like when you're not performing? Do you just like hang about just on the ship for a couple of days with everyone else, or do you have your own private quarters? Or how does it work?
No, you just have your cabin, and I don't know what Chesney does, but I just chill out if I'm honest. It's pretty good because they have like Sports 24, it's called. So when it comes to like the weekend, or they have all like the Saturday matches on and stuff like that. 3 o'clock kickoffs and things. So Saturdays and Sundays are pretty cool. I just stay in bed and just watch the footy all day. It's cool. They've got like all the matches on. So that's one of the perks of being on the ship.
So are you on for like a week then, or you don't just go on for a night for a gig or something?
No, it's generally like a week or a little bit more.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Oh, nice. I'd love that. Just sat at sea watching the football. Saturday, Sunday. Sounds fun.
Nobody wants to hear you sing though, Jamie.
No, I think that's fair. I once won 20 quid for singing in a karaoke competition in a nightclub in Northallerton. There you go.
Well,
I didn't even know it was a competition. Didn't even know it was a competition, and the owner won. The owner was the one who won, but I won 20 quid. But yes, so I'm not saying I can sing, by the way, but I did win 20 quid once, which I thought was quite funny. Which probably tells you how bad everyone else was.
I think that's pretty impressive, mate, to be honest.
You've not heard me sing, mate.
You won 20 quid. I don't think I've ever won any money singing. Do you know what? I did.
How much did you win for winning The Voice? And that's probably
you get a record, I suppose. Yeah.
Yeah.
But no, I once won the bingo when I was singing at a workingmen's club once, and I mean, you know how precious like people are about bingo in workingmen's clubs. Yeah, I think there's still a bloody contract out on me for that one. The second set didn't go well, let's just say that.
Do you never jump on the karaoke, Kev? Do you never go somewhere and think, I'm just gonna have a go here and just really blow people out of the water?
No, I mean, no. I can't. Karaoke is, I mean, I used to love karaoke, but no, not nowadays. People take it really serious, you know what I mean? And I don't think they'd appreciate me going on there trying to show off.
Yeah, there was when I was on holiday earlier in the summer. I was at a place and they had a karaoke night, and this guy got up and he did Tequila, but not by Terrorvision, the other version. And it was just brilliant because he clearly couldn't sing, and everyone realized halfway through that it was mainly an instrumental with just him every 45 seconds going Tequila. And it was one of the best things I've ever seen on karaoke. He had the whole place going wild. And I was like, yeah, that's the song you want to do on karaoke if you're not confident. Cool. Anyway, shall we look at what happened last week in SWYW? So the sheep of the week, rather, the people that you should have in your team. We've got the same as last week. So it's Donnarumma in goal, or Donnasumma, as I like to call him. Senesi in defence. Semenyo, I think everyone's got in midfield now. I don't think there's a team in the league who doesn't have him. Or do you not have him, Kev?
No, I haven't got him.
Get him in.
Probably why I lost the last few games.
He's doing very well. Get him in. And Haaland up front. And then
get out of my club
has changed to Sanchez. So you need to get rid of Sanchez if you've got him in goal. Get rid of Frimpong in defence. Get rid of Cole Palmer in midfield. And apparently get rid of Ekitike. But he might come back. So probably not the wisest thing. But lots of people were getting rid of him last week. And then praised by the chairman. I think this season, it's not the curse of the pod, it's the luck of the pod, isn't it? Because Paul Chambers-Tonner, who was on last week, got 91 points and finished globally last week 31,587th, which is impressive considering Ross Millard would be sacked in the morning and he finished 11,608,349th with 19 points. So to say Paul got in the top 32,000 when there's a good 11, 12 million, that's pretty good going for our league. So well done to you, Paul.
Is that something like 3 weeks in a row that the guest has gone on to be the team of the week?
The team of the week, yeah.
No pressure there, Kev.
Kev, you're laughing. There's no shared guest. It's all about you. It's all about you this week. You're going to be flat. I'll tell you what, Chesney will be shitting himself, He's playing you right now. You're going to fly. But anyway, let's do a proper review of last week's leagues with Steve.
Right, so as we've already discussed, it was a Haaland. Haaland was just pivotal in last week. You either had him or you didn't, or you're a triple captain or you didn't, and that was made the difference in most of the games. The highest score in the Premier League was also the highest score in all of the league, and that was Paul Chambers-Tonner, as we just said, 91 points. And 91, and that beat Alistair Bruce Ball's champions, who only managed to get 57. Other results there, Chris Dorks got an 81, beat Dan Stewart, 48. Dan's down on his luck again this season. Adam Devlin, who is top, got 81 to beat Tom Roberts, who got 71. Chris Payne, 1-pointed Tom Gregory, 77-76. That's a bit unlucky if you've lost on a 76. And Chris Duhamel, who's somewhere on Everest, at the bottom of Everest somewhere. Yeah. How long is he there for, anyways?
Weeks. He seems to be having the time of his life, though. I love how on his videos as well. By the way, he's a lot swearier than he is on the pod when you get his videos.
Morning, chaps. It's Sunday, isn't it? So yeah, picture the mountains. It's fucking roasting. One thing I didn't expect about going to the Everest Basecamp. One thing I didn't know, I enjoy black tea now. So anyway, football. I've just looked at my fantasy team and I've got 18 points. I think my assistant manager needs to get sacked. So yeah, he's getting a boot, and I think I played my wild card a bit too early. The results yesterday, Chelsea getting smashed 3-1, brilliant. Man United get beat, hilarious. Liverpool get beat, brilliant. They'll still piss the league. City winning 5-1, which is great because Burnley go down. Happy about our league position at 11th. I think we're 11th or 11th, 12th. But I can't help to think that now Nuno is at West Ham. I think they'll fly up the league. I know I've had a couple of comments saying that I'm not a real Leeds fan, or no other Leeds fan wants Nuno. And let's see what happens at West Ham then, shall we? Anyway, hope you're all good. Hope the podcast was good last week. And I'll do a video when I get to Basecamp. It's roasting, by the way.
Anyway.
Well, he only got 24 points last week, so and he lost to Jim, who got 73 points. So it was.
But isn't his assistant manager picking his team while he's away?
Oh, Chris is. I thought he said he was getting good Wi-Fi in Everest or something.
Oh, right.
Anyway, he got thrashed. Obviously, didn't have Haaland.
Yeah.
Table-wise, Adam is still top with 6 wins out of 6, so 18 points. Rich Archer has got 15 points, and they play each other this week. Paul Chambers-Tonner, 13 points. Mark Summerton, 12 points. Leon Farrer, 12 points. Chris Payne, 12 points. And at the bottom, Chris Duhamel with 6 points, and lots of other people have got 6 points, including Tim Ward in the bottom 3 with 6. Dan Stewart with 4 points. Dan thinks there's a conspiracy still that everyone plays a chip against him every week.
Yeah, but there's double chips. That's another thing we need to let you know, Kev. You can play all your chips before Christmas and then play them again after Christmas. So go wild, and you make sure you use them or you'll lose them. Yeah, that's the other thing.
Yeah, and bottom is Steve Taylor, who's got no points, and he lost to me.
Oh, so I'm quite happy about that, I'm sure.
Yeah, and I triple captain Haaland, so I wasn't happy about that either. But
I know someone in your household who wasn't happy that I triple captain Haaland.
Well, yeah, I don't think we should talk about that.
Yes.
If comments wise, then we did get some comments this week from what did Adam have to say? Adam said that he wasn't going to lie. He was panicking about this week a little bit, but then Gabriel scored that late goal, which eased his problems. And he says he should have triple captained Haaland.
He should have.
Steve Taylor, who sadly lost to me and has now lost all 6 of his matches. He said he had 3 words, Jeff: Erling bloody Haaland. I resisted bringing him in, and then my opponent, mentioning no names, it was me, goes and triple captains him, which showed a lack of class and respect as far as I'm concerned. Well, I mean, it was just a banana skin. If anyone was going to lose to him, it was going to be me, so I had to make sure. So anyway, so talk about kicking a man when he's down. Anyway, Liverpool have even lost their 100% record now, and we still have ours. Okay, it might be 100% losses, granted, but let's not get bogged down with the facts. Anyway, I've got the full backing of my board, who have even gone as far as provisionally booking an open-top bus tour when we finally win a game, assuming that at some stage we do that. He's still confident of finishing in mid-table obscurity at the end of the season.
Well, it's time yet.
Championship-wise, top score, this is your division, Jamie, it was a 79 for Jamie Hurst. That was his first win of the season. He beat Swanee, who got 58. It was a 75 for you, Jamie, against my wife, Nicola, who only got 32. So let's move on quickly. She didn't have Haaland, and apparently I've been cheating because I triple captain Haaland, so it doesn't really count.
Totally counts. And if anyone listened to the pod last week, we were telling you to triple captain Haaland. That was the top tip.
We got something right for once.
We did.
Oh, it did take stoppage time to do that, though, didn't it?
Yes, admittedly, yeah.
75 for Carl. He beat Ross Millard, who, as we said before, only got 19. Lee Cooper, who's busy watching ABBA, he hung on to beat John Gregory's 64-61. I think John had 3 Everton players in the last game and fancied his chances, but they all flopped for him.
They did.
And more frustration at the bottom for Col Jenkins, who lost 65-27 to Joe Derrick. League table-wise, Alistair Griffin is top. He's won all 6 games as well. He's got 18 points. Second is Joe Derrick, who's got 15 points. And Alex Renton, 12. Lee Nicholson, 12. Lee Cooper's up there, 10. Ross Millard has 10, despite his bad week this week. And then there's 9 teams on 9 points. Down at the bottom, Andrew Clancy, an old friend of yours, Kev.
Yeah.
He's down at the bottom, 6 points. Rich Pipes has got 6 points. The bottom 3 are Jamie Hurst, 4 points. He's just leapfrogged above Swanee, who's also got 4 points by beating him this week. And the bottom is Col with no points. And we do have comments from Col.
Has he not sent a voice note?
He's not sent a voice note this week. It was a written one this week. Asked how he was doing. He says, thank you for the question. What can I say? This week's performance was, well, if losing was Olympic sport, we'd be bringing home gold, silver, and bronze. The lads are working hard, mainly on perfecting the art of losing in new and creative ways every week. As for our league position, we're currently holding up the table like heroic furniture. Morale is high. and we are starting to pretend it's only pre-season.
Oh, well, he might get the Magnificent Seven this weekend. You never know. Not that any of us are gloating on this pod called. Don't use swearing on the WhatsApp group.
Collins playing his great rival Lee this week as well, so I think there could be some chips being played there against each other.
Should be interesting.
Into League One. Sophie Ridge was the hot top scorer there. She got 75 to beat Grace Maloney's 58. Mike Bushell beat Ben Hope, who was top, 68-64. An in-form Dave Atkins beat Anton Witter, 66-31. And Ben Halliwell beat Stu Kelly, 60-25. Nige at the bottom, Nige Clark lost again to Pete Martini. And Craig Wilson, who thought he was going to get his first win, drew 67 each with Paul Spence. League table-wise, Ben Halliwell has got 15 points, Pete Martini 15, Mike Bushell now third with 12 points.
Flying.
And everybody else below him has got 12. Ben Halliwell 12, Steve Wybrandt 12, Tim Bresnan 12, Phil Quar 12, Dave Atkins 12. Down at the bottom, Stu Kelly 6 points. The bottom four, Jonas Rodamo 6 points. Vicky Sparks still starting badly, 3 points. Craig Wilson 1 point, and Nigel Clark with no points. Comments wise, we've got one from Mike Bushell, who's surprising everybody by being third.
Hi, Steve. Anyway, comments on the league. Wow. Unbelievable, Jeff Steve. Wow. Haaland's proving to be the big banker this season, and the wild card week paid off. Semenyu's a must. And even Gahey at the back got points. But to knock Ben off the top, wow, what an honour. It's like if Leeds beat Tottenham this weekend, be just as ridiculous. But anyway, it's all very tight from 3rd till 8th, so I'm not counting any chickens or turkeys just yet.
And also one from Craig Wilson. He just said, a bit gutted having drawn. I thought he was going to get his first win. He just said it's going to be a long season with a sad face emoji.
Yep.
Into the Conference League, where you are, Kev. Top scorer there, and the manager of the month, in fact, Jack Bandera thrashed Adam Pope 86-28. That score was only bettered by George Pearson, who came second in manager of the month. He got 89 to beat Indy Hawks with a 65, so that's unlucky for Indy getting a 65 and lean.
Yeah,
and Indy's now bottom of that league as well, so bad start for him. Even more so because his dad was bottom last week. So.
Yeah, swap places in the Hawks household.
Kev, you won. You beat Frankie Francis 57-44. Finn Dunn won his 6th game out of 6 game matches. So he beat Neil Poynton 62-51. Chesney celebrated Jared Bowen's goal, which was worked out as being a winner for him, though. That got him the points to beat Felix White 76-67. And Alfie Witter got his first win of the season by beating his brother Duke 62-50. So I think he was quite happy with that. League table was Finn Dunn's top with 18, then is Mikey with 15 points, George Pearson 15 points, Jack Bandera 12 points, Joe Singleton 12 points, Maddox Jones 12 points, and Marty Longstaff 12 points. Kev, you're 11th with 9 points. So 3 wins, 3 losses, that's all right. And down at the bottom, Alfie Witter 4 points, Chesney Hawks 3 points, and bottom Indy Hawks 3 points. Comments wise there, Finn Dunn. Now I caught Finn when he came home from the pub after the West Ham and Everton game, and it seemed quite drunk.
Did you not get a voice note of that? That would have been good.
Well, it was kind of, it was verbal anyway, a little slurry, but he's pretty much convinced he could be on for an invincible season. Or it was at midnight on Monday night when he got in anyway.
Well, it's big talking.
And he's got a tactic where he says his new tactic this year, because he did all right points-wise last year, but head-to-head-wise he didn't do so well. And he's got this new thing where he looks at his opponent's team and then picks his side to try and beat his opponent. So
it's proven it's winning.
New tactics, and it's working, but he has used about 3 chips already as well. So
right. Well,
then we've also got messages from In fact, Finn did also send me a text message to say he can't see himself losing anytime soon. So doubling down on that.
Well, let's see week 7, see if he gets Magnificent 7.
Then we've got a voice note from George Pearson.
Good old Haaland. Finally justifying a triple captainship, something that I've been famous for doing terribly over the years. Another notable performance in my team, the reason I named my team after him, was from striker Igor Thiago with his double against Man United. Somebody I've had to stick by in the last few weeks, but I've got a feeling he's going to get 15, 20 goals this season, being a Brentford season ticket holder.
And a voice note also from Jack Bandera, the manager of the month.
Good evening, boys. What an honour. I just want to thank a few people. First of all, my mother, for always being by my side, being so supportive, especially through this hard autumnal month. Secondly, I'd like to thank Steve Dunn for giving me the opportunity to showcase my talents. And lastly, there's no competition without a real enemy, a real competitor. And George Pearson, I nod to you, my friend. It would be nothing without you, without the chase. So until next month, good night and God bless, boys. Take care. Bye-bye.
And to finish that off, Chesney Hawks was celebratory mood as he commented, and his only comment with various other things, but his aftermatch comment was, "Who effing Ray?"
Amazing.
Although
Who's effing Ray? Who's Ray?
I've cleaned the F bit up because it might affect his national treasure status if we said what he actually said.
Yeah, I'm sure he'll keep the national treasure status, won't he? Yeah, good old Chesney. Nice one. Well, let's have a look. As we were so right in for once in 50 episodes and saying get on the triple captain of Haaland, I'm just going to blatantly rip from the FPL app now and see if we get right again. So tips for game week 7 if you're looking to get the edge over your managers. Gabriel from Arsenal, everyone's saying that this is the beginning of a favourable fixture run for Arsenal. They're playing West Ham next, and so yeah, basically saying that you should get some Arsenal players in your side, but particularly Gabriel's probably the one to get in defence. And other people to grab hold of, Sarr from Palace. People saying that you should get him. He's scored his 3rd goal in just 4 league matches at the weekend. And they face fellow high flyers Bournemouth and Arsenal in the upcoming week. So the fixtures could be a mixed bag, but they seem to think that Sarr will continue to find the net against any calibre of opponent, apparently, given that he's already scored against Liverpool, Villa and Forest this season. Other one, Yankuba Minte from Brighton. They're saying grab him. He's delivered an attacking return in each of the last 3 game weeks. So if anyone fancies going for someone a bit different. And then the 4th one is Wilson Isidore from Sunderland, who Sunderland run a bit of a roll right now, aren't they? And he is quite cheap as well, they're saying. So he's currently FPL's 2nd best value forward, returning 4.8 points per million spent. Whatever the hell that means. But basically, get him in. Here's what they're saying. And he's getting plenty of chances in an impressive Sunderland side. Next up, though, for Sunderland, it's Manchester United and Wolves, 2 of the 4 sides yet to keep a Premier League clean sheet. And can I also add 2 of the worst sides in the league? That is Manchester United and Wolves. So just thought I'd get that one in for the amount of Man U fans that listen into this pod.
Although Wolves nearly won last week, didn't they? And they were.
Did Man U nearly win? Did Man U nearly win? No, they got murdered off Brentford, didn't they? Yeah.
Oh, yeah, they did.
Missed a penalty and all, just in case anyone needs reminding. Not that we're anti-Manchester United on this pod.
No.
By any means. But if we have Man U fans on, we're very nice to them. That is fair to say. Right, let's do some fixture predictions in Who the Hell Knows. We're going to pick 3 fixtures. Last week, by the way, Sunderland beat Forest 1-0, and only me and Lee went for away wins there. Villa beat Fulham 3-1, and there's only Lee and yourself, Steve, went for for wins. Well, you both went 2-0. And then Everton West Ham was 1-1, and none of us went for that. We all went for Everton to smash West Ham, but that was before West Ham
sacking. Yeah,
Potter, so that's probably why. But yes, Lee came out on top last week. But yeah, this week, first fixture to go for Saturday lunchtime. It's Leeds Spurs. Kev, what do you think?
Leeds Spurs.
Yeah, Saturday lunchtime.
I quite fancy Leeds, to be honest.
Yeah,
have I got to go for a score, or is it just?
Oh yeah. If you go for a score, yeah.
Score. I'll go for 3-1 Leeds.
Wow.
I think at Ellen Road they've got a shout. You know what I mean? And I think Spurs are a bit unpredictable again this season.
Yeah, I think before last week I might have been surprised at that, but yeah, maybe not so much now. Steve, obviously Leeds fan. Are you going to be at the game?
Not this week, no.
Okay.
I'm busy this week, but Finn's going. Finn's going with his friend who's a Tottenham fan. So,
is he going to keep his head down?
Well, his friend's a bit of a wally, so he's talking about going. He's talking about going with his Spurs shirt on. I'm thinking, no, this is not a good idea.
I've only ever done it once. I once went to Sunderland Stadium, like it was Sunderland Middlesbrough, and I stood next to my brother who's a Sunderland fan, and we won 1-0, and we went 1-0 up. And the funniest thing about it was Phil Stamp, who you might not remember, he was a bit of a big, small midfielder, and he basically sprinted. He outran the Sunderland defence, and we went 1-0 up, and I jumped out my seat, realised where I was, and very quickly did the I can't believe how bad that defence is. That defence is rubbish. And started shouting at the Sunderland defender because I was so happy. And my brother just stood up and he went, if you don't sit down and shut up, I'm telling everybody who you support. And then I sat my hands for the rest of it. And it was horrible. We won 1-0 and I hated the whole experience. Like, I just genuinely was petrified for my life. But anyway, I wouldn't recommend it, is what I'm saying.
No, I think if I go in away end, I just go in absolutely neutral clothes and sit on my hands most at match and just try not to talk.
I'd never do it again. Have you ever done Liverpool away?
Yeah,
behave yourself.
Times. What, Liverpool as in
like sat in the wrong end kind of thing? Or
I did Palace Liverpool at Anfield because my friend played for Palace. He plays for Wolves now. He's Sam Johnson, goalkeeper.
Oh, cool! Yeah,
made a great save actually against Spurs last weekend.
Yeah.
So he sorted me and my son out tickets to go and watch Liverpool Palace. Was it last season or this season? I can't remember. But they beat us 1-0. Mateta scored, and we were obviously in the Palace end, having to pretend that we're loving this. It was horrendous. But I've done it a few times. I've been in the Stretford end watching Liverpool.
Wow.
My agent Sports United. That was horrendous. We got beat 2-1. I've been Bolton. My wife supports Bolton, so I've been at the Reebok and we got beat there. It's not a good thing for me. I've never been in the away end and we beat them.
Which is probably a good thing as well in a way because you're not getting overly excited. But it's not easy to do, is it? Anyway,
no, it's not fun.
No, I agree. But yes, Steve, sorry, Leeds Spurs, give us a score.
Well, I kind of hope Spurs are really get the hangover from Europe, I suppose. Then we could maybe nick something out of it. But Spurs are going to be quite full of quality out there. I'll go for a very optimistic 2-1 win.
Wow. Okay.
But I'll take a draw.
Yeah. Well, I was going to go for a 2-2 draw. I was going to go for Desmond there. I think you guys seem to have found your scoring boots a little bit. So we shall see. But yes, so there's 2 going for Leeds wins at the weekend. Surprising. Let's jump to Saturday tea time, 5:30. Chelsea, Liverpool. Kev, your side. What do you think?
Oh, God. It's where I go with my heart. I don't know. I feel like you've got, Chelsea are pretty unpredictable as well. But I think like we got absolutely humbled. They could have been out of sight by half time. I think the defense is just really shocking at the moment. I don't know what's going on. Yeah. And it's not really clicking. Well, anywhere really on the pitch. There's not been many standouts. With Gravenberch hold his head high, I'd say. That being said, I think this weekend is. I'll go
Okay.
But no, I'll go for a 2-1 to Liverpool, or a
2-1?
1-2, should we say?
Yeah. Good stuff. Steve, how about you? Do you think agree Liverpool win?
I think it's probably a big game for both of them, isn't it? Both Liverpool need to get back on winning ways. Chelsea has been a bit funny now out there as well. Liverpool are going to click, but when, like Kev says, when's it going to be? Is it this week or in next month? Got too many new defenders, aren't there? That's a problem, I think. Maybe they bring Robertson back in or something and try and stabilise it a bit. And what do you do with Wirtz and what did you're going to have? How much did Ekitike cost? Was he about 80 million or something?
Not sure.
So he was about 70 or 80 million, wasn't he? Yeah. So you got him and Wirtz 120 and Isak 150. It's an expensive bench, isn't it, if you got to start dropping people like that?
Crazy money, yeah.
I'll go with. And what's up with Mo Salah? I don't know whether to get rid of Mo Salah now because he's been shite, hasn't he? And
I got rid of him and I'm not regretting it so far.
I'd kind of like to get rid of him, but I know that he'll come good when I do.
Do you think he will, though? I don't know.
I don't know. I'll go with a. Where's it at? Chelsea.
It's at Chelsea, yeah.
2-1 to Liverpool.
Oh, okay. So you're both going 2-1 Liverpool. Right. I can't see where Chelsea get the next win from, though. And certainly not against the calibre of Liverpool. So I tend to agree. But I actually think Liverpool it'll all click. And I think they'll come good and have one of those champions winning performances. I reckon 3-0 Liverpool. I reckon they'll do him. I think a few people, hopefully Isak might click. But we'll see. Villa Burnley is the final game because we've not picked those teams. I thought we'd go for someone a bit different there on Sunday, 2:00 on Sky. Steve, quickly, what do you think? Villa Burnley.
Didn't we have Villa last week? And because everyone was saying how crap they were,
and we've not had Burnley, I don't think.
And I think I predicted they'd win. So Watkins scored again, hasn't he? So I'll go with a 2-0 Villa.
2-0 Villa, nice and easy. Kev.
Yeah, I'll go for a 2-1.
2-1 Villa. Good stuff. And I reckon, I think Burnley are slowly getting worse, aren't they? So I reckon, probably 3-1 again. Another 3-1 win for Villa at the weekend. Well, we shall see. But decent Saturday of football anyway with Leeds, Spurs and Chelsea, Liverpool on the telly. I bet you wish you were on a cruise ship, Kev. You could watch him in peace all day Saturday. Good stuff. Right now. You'll definitely be watching it at home, yeah. All good stuff. Right, we're going to do a bit of kind of hark back to season 1 of this pod, which obviously, Kev, you did listen last week, which I'm very impressed by. But we're going to ask you a few questions now. I think we might have some listener questions, possibly.
Yes, actually, yeah.
I think we do, yes. But first of all, I ask everyone who's first time on the pod, who do you support and why? And we know you support Liverpool, but why did you pick Liverpool? Was it family? Was it where you grew up? That kind of thing? What's the reason?
No, do you know what? I can't really remember why. My dad's a United supporter. He's not a massive, he's not a fanatic. But I think just when I started playing football, really when I was really young and just loved football, and I think it must have coincided with the fact that Liverpool were probably winning everything at that point. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I loved it. I always loved the kit and everything, and if I was to say why, it must have been that sort of reason. Because
was it kind of late 80s Crown Paints era, that kind of thing with Dalglish and Grobbelaar and people like that?
Probably sort of mid 80s, I'd say.
Yeah,
I was born in 80, so it would have been. I would have been
the 86 Cup final when they won the 86 Cup final.
Candy and Beardsley and John Barnes and what.
All them
John
great
Aldridge,
players.
all of that.
Dalglish,
Great stuff. And you'll have seen lots and lots of highs, but what would you say is your highest point personally for supporting Liverpool? What's the moment that you're like, love this?
Oh God, there's been a lot, hasn't there? But I mean, I think probably the best would be Istanbul Champions League. You know what I mean? It was kind of just the impossibleness about it all. Do you know what I mean? I don't think I don't think you used to really see that many games like that. I mean, obviously you had United when they scored those 2 goals against Bayern Munich, but 3-0 down in that sort of a game of that sort of magnitude, it never really sort of happened, did it? And they were getting absolutely pummeled, weren't they? That first half. So I just remember watching that with my brother, and yeah, we were absolutely smashed, and it was like a great time to be alive.
Oh, without a doubt. And what's your lowest then? I mean, Liverpool haven't had massive lows, but they must have had some periods where you've gone, what am I doing? I wish I was supporting them. Not that anyone would say that, but you get jealous sometimes.
I think probably, you had those sort of years. We had those like wilderness years, I think, where we were finishing sort of 7th, 6th, 7th, 8th. You know, I'm just trying to think what's right around that sort of was. I mean, even around sort of
late 90s, wasn't it? Late 90s, wasn't it? Really. And...
Well, even in the 2000s, though. I mean, even when we'd have like, we weren't amazing, like an amazing sort of league team. Even when we won the Champions League, do you know what I mean? We were kind of like finishing in and around. You know, it was great if we made Champions League. So I think those years were quite frustrating, especially because we had such a great player in like Stevie Gerrard. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
You know, we sort of had a player, I think, that should have won like Premier League titles, and obviously but in a way as well, it was amazing having him in that team because he just grabbed them by the scruff of the neck. Do you know what I mean? And maybe if he was playing in a Chelsea, you know, that dominant Chelsea team or whatever around that sort of time, that maybe it wouldn't have had that sort of romance about it. Do you know what I mean? There was always something. Yeah. We had a lot of like last minute winners and comeback wins and stuff like that. So yeah, but I'd have to say those years, just because it was when you weren't, you know, qualifying for the Champions League and things like that, is pretty bad.
Of course. Next couple of questions. Again, this is a bit of a throwback to season 1 for those who listen to the pod regularly. What's your speciality burger?
Burger?
Yeah.
What, like my favourite burger?
Yeah, if you were making a burger right now, what would it be? What's the what would you have on your menu if you had your own burger joint?
God. Well, it'd have to be like a big burger.
This is good. This is my level of imagination.
Yes, exactly. It'd be a big burger. It'd have a load of halloumi on it, coleslaw, maybe some jalapenos.
Good stuff.
Yeah, just tons of cheese.
Tons of cheese and burgers. Yeah, sounds good.
Yeah.
So
honest,
Chris.
mate,
yeah, I'm just saying, if Chris is listening from the Burger Society, he needs to get that. He needs to make that burger, name it after you. And congratulations to Chris as well, because you won at the Burger Awards last Sunday on Chiswick High Street. So yeah, very good. Congratulations to you, Chris.
Well done.
Congratulations.
So yes, sorry, random question, but we like to ask random questions that link to last week's guest. That's what we used to do in season 1, you see. And yeah, is there any particular? What's the funniest thing that's ever happened to you at a gig? There's a random question for you.
Well, that's why you asked him about a burger. Now I get it now.
Do you see? You can't.
Well, what's this got to do with last season?
What did we do last season?
Now I'm with you.
The first
now
question
I'm with you. Now I'm with you.
Guest was what question you should have asked last week's guest.
Yes,
see?
Thanks for clearing that.
I have to remind you about that. I thought you looked bemused, Steve. You just what the hell is he doing? But anyway, so next week we might ask somebody a question linked to
it reminds me how bemused our guests all looked last year when you asked them.
Yeah, it was great. After a while, guests started to pick up on it, but at first people were like, "Why are you asking me about this?" But
like Nigel from Dodgy, where you kept asking him what he did on MasterChef or something. He's like, "I've never been on MasterChef."
Exactly.
But how was it?
What would you do? Anyway, yeah, mildly entertaining. That's what we go for, Steve. Confused
mildly,
mildly entertaining. But yes, have you got any gig stories? What's the funniest thing that ever happened to a gig? Anything you were able to share?
I think probably the one that sticks out. It wasn't funny really, but I close my eyes a lot when I sing. You know, I'm sure you probably see many singers close their eyes, but I do quite a lot. I don't know why. I just, you know, it's just always been a thing. But was doing this gig at this holiday park about 10 years ago or something like that, and you know, like holiday parks, obviously people just like to have a drink and let the kids run around and do whatever and, you know, chill out.
Yeah.
And I was singing this song and I must have like hit some like high note or something, and I had my eyes closed for quite a while, and then all of a sudden I felt this like horrendous pain in my bollocks, and some little kid had just run on stage and punched me in the fucking nuts.
What were you singing at the time?
I can't
remember the high note.
I can't remember what the song was, but you know, I ended up on the floor, and yeah.
And what happened? Did
And now
security come and take the little kid away?
No, the little squirrel. He just ran off.
But it would have been fitting if you'd been doing a BG number, though. It really would have, if we could have hit the high notes.
Apologies for the swearing, by the way. I didn't know if it was all right or not.
Yeah, trust me. We've had Nikolai when he came on. we always put an E on it anyway. So one use of the F word's fine. I wouldn't worry about it. It's all good stuff. Thank you. Have we had any? Actually, have you got any questions, Steve? Have you got you?
Lee's the man who does all the homework on questions.
Lee does
he's
homework,
not here, is he?
He's not here.
I would say, how did you get the Wet to Wet gig, Kev? Did you have to audition for it, or did they approach you? Or
no, they approached me. Yeah, it was just weird. I just got an email out of the blue from the manager, and yeah, just asking me if I fancied meeting the guys, and you know, because obviously the band and Marty Pello had gone their separate ways, and yeah, he just said, we like your voice, and would you fancy meeting the guys and stuff, have a bit of a sing along and stuff, and just see if it's something that might work out. So I went to Glasgow, met the guys, sung a load of songs, and yeah, rest is history. They asked me to be part of the group, so I've been like with them for like 7 years now.
Yeah,
brilliant.
Yeah, it's been cool.
And
very random.
Did the fans all take to you straight away, or is there a few hardcore?
Oh yeah, there'll be some hardcore ones for sure. You know what I mean? And you know, you find that out pretty soon on like social media these days. You know, there's plenty of wankers out there, isn't there? But
yeah, but there'll be dickheads who look for it though, won't they? They'll probably go, "Oh, I'm just going to comment anyway because I'm going to try and get a rise out of you." That's what social media is now.
Yeah, you know, and yeah, they just to be fair, like 99% of the fans have been great. You know, like I say, you got a few in the beginning that were a little bit whatever, but you just get that with anything now online. It's just
end of the day, people go for the songs, don't they? Don't.
Yeah.
Although they might want Marty Pello or whatever, but then I mean, I've watched like Johnny Marr plenty of times. He sings all Smith songs. It doesn't matter that it's not Morrissey singing it. It's just the music, isn't it?
Yeah, I think people just appreciate it if it's done well. Do you know what I mean? If they go and have a good time and they have a bit of nostalgia, I think they appreciate that.
Yeah.
You forget how many good songs Wet 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 had as well. Genuinely. Like every now and again, like I hear a Wet 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 song and I think, oh yeah, it wasn't just All Love Is All Around and stuff like that. They did some cracking little numbers.
Yeah, got some great songs. Very, very good, like back catalogue. You know, it's a great gig to be part of because everyone knows every song. It's not like one of those bands that have got like you say like a couple of hits and that's it. So,
like Here's There, some with a band like that. Yeah.
Well, they only had one.
Yeah, they did. Did they ever release the second song? I don't even know if they did.
Yeah.
They probably did. I don't
remember. I think they released like a couple of albums, but yeah,
anyway.
Yeah, that first one's the one that they're known for, I guess.
Yeah, for sure.
Did you hate them, Kev? Did Liberty X hate Here's There?
No.
Yeah, but Liberty X was better than Here's There. That was the
best. No, miles better.
No, but genuine when Just a Little came out, or Just a Little Bit, whatever the proper title is, I'm getting it wrong there. When that came out, everyone went, these are way better. It just was. It was like one of those things.
Yeah, we were lucky. It worked out for us, but yeah, no, we didn't hate him. We just wanted him to fail. That's all.
Because we've got Alistair Griffin in the league as well, and he was rivals with Alex Parks, wasn't it? So
yeah.
Big. We wanted to get her in the league, but apparently she's vanished off the face of the earth, and nobody knows where she is or what she's doing. So
really,
yeah, nobody knows. But yes, Alistair's still he's doing his cracking little Ignite concerts and stuff, isn't he, around York? So
yeah,
good stuff. And listener questions. Have we got any of those before we move on?
We do just the one.
Okay.
I nearly got two. Mr. Clancy over in Nashville, he was going to, but he said, give me a couple of days to think about it. And then he got back to me and said, I can't think of any. I can't remember anything.
Amazing.
So, how did you know Andy?
Andy was our stylist for a while with Liberty X. So that's how I got to know Andy. And yeah,
I have to call him Andrew now, apparently.
Oh well, I'm not calling him Andrew.
He's gone like Andrew Cole, and he's gone all posh.
But yeah, I mean, fellow Leeds supporter as well, isn't he?
Yeah. Well,
yeah.
I've done. Oh, I don't know him as Andy really. He's Clanger to me, so. And I've known him since the 90s, and we used to go on holidays and go around town and Leeds matches and what have you. So I've known him a long time. In fact, he used to drive skips when I knew him.
Did
he? Yeah.
Oh, class. But yeah, he's a good lad. I've not seen him for a long time since the Liberty X days. But yeah, I'm glad to hear he's doing well.
Yep, and we did actually get a question from Mr. Chesney Hawks in London.
Really?
And he says, simply, ask him, how is your Mawashi?
Mawashi?
Yeah.
Mawashi.
Is that Chesney's team name again?
Oh, I know what he's on about. He's on about when we did the games. We did the games, and this TV show.
I think it's a sumo thing, isn't it?
It
sumo.
is, yeah.
Oh, right.
Yeah,
Yeah,
he sent me a picture. Actually, he sent me a picture a couple of weeks ago, actually, of me and my Mawashi. Yeah, there's a couple of pictures that exist of like us both in literally no clothes, basically just in a nappy. You know what I mean? So myself and Chesney, yeah, it was just.
He likes taking his clothes off, that lad, doesn't he?
He loves it, yeah. More recently, yeah, which is it's unusual, isn't it? But I suppose when the older you get a bit senile and you just start stripping off and stuff, don't you? You just have to be
shriveling up a bit. So is that it? There's no story like it fell off or anything? Huh?
I don't think so. No, we had to like put them on each other, which was
what?
Yeah. And there was like Sudocrem and shit like that knocking about. So
yeah.
I can't remember. It was a long time ago, and I think I don't know if it's the trauma of it that's made me forget, but yeah, I don't have the Mawashi. I'd even forgotten what it was. That just tells you everything.
Just in memory. Who would win in a race then, or who did win in a race out of you and Chesney, or any other?
Who won at sumo?
I remember if me and Chesney fought each other in sumo. I got concussed in the sumo because I banged heads with someone. I can't remember who it was, so I had to like be taken out on medical grounds.
No wonder you can't remember it then. That's fair.
But yeah, but I can't remember like some of the stuff. But I beat Chesney overall. Let's just say that. But yeah, it was a mad time. It was wild.
Yeah, like school sports day on TV. It sounds good.
Exactly.
Nice.
It's a bit like a would I lie to you, that, would it? Come on, I once put Chesney Hawks in a sumo outfit with Sudocrem all over my hands.
No, you say it like that.
You wouldn't believe it unless you saw the pictures, would you?
It's true.
You'll have to send the pictures on the WhatsApp chat later on this Friday morning, so it makes sense for people. That would be good. All right, shall we do a quiz? We're not going to do the more recent 1 to 100 because there's only a few of us on. And Kev, as I said, we're going to hark back to last season. And last season, what we did was we just give everybody 90 seconds because it goes quite nicely with football, and just see how many questions you can get right. Okay. I think the highest score was 7 in the end. I think Jim Daly got 7. Jim Daly got 7. So 7's the score to beat. Okay. Only one person who ever took part scored 0, and you know that person quite well. I think it's fair to say. but we won't say more than that. So if you score more than 0, you're doing well.
Was he the one and only person to get no points?
Maybe. I'm not possibly adding a name to that comment.
Okay.
but yes. So, but yeah, what is your general football knowledge like?
Not amazing. No, my son is really he can reel off years, players I've never heard of, all sorts of stuff. He knows all sorts. I used to think I knew about football, but no, it's not great.
So the time will start when I ask the first question. Steve will do the time. I'll look to keep score. And at the end of 90 seconds, Steve will shout something related to what we've been talking about, topical, which will tell you that the time is up. And just like Mastermind, if I've started, I will finish the question as well. And yeah, just see how you score. No pressure. As I say, if you score over 1 or more, you're doing better than some of our previous guests. So we shall start with, and some of these is ChatGPT. So if it's bullshit, I apologize, but we'll just go with it. Cool. Who is the Premier League's all-time top scorer?
Alan Shearer.
It is. Who has managed the most Premier League games?
Alex Ferguson.
Says Arsene Wenger. We might check. Who was the first Premier League manager to be sacked?
This season?
No, ever.
Oh, ever? Oh, God.
Back in 1993.
Pass.
Ian Porterfield from Chelsea. Who won the Premier League Golden Boot in 22-23?
22-23. Mo Salah.
It was Erling Haaland. Which club won the UEFA Champions League in 2012?
Chelsea.
It is Chelsea.
Yes.
Which English midfielder was famous for his passing and played for Manchester United?
Passing? Michael Carrick.
Go on then. It says Paul Scholes, but I'll give you it. Who was the goalkeeper for England in the 2006 World Cup?
David Seaman.
Paul Robinson? It wasn't Paul Robinson, was it? It was Seaman.
Maybe.
Well, I'd have thought Joe Hartman, but
yeah. Well, let's check on it.
We'll give you a few more seconds.
Which English team went a whole league season without winning a match in 2007 to 2008?
Oh God. 2007, 2008.
I know they're the lowest point scorers in the Premier League.
Not Leicester City.
With Derby County, but I thought they'd won a game, but according to this, not. And what is the biggest win in Premier League history?
Is it 12-0?
It's 9-0. It's happened twice. And who is England's all-time leading goal scorer? That's England's all-time leading goal scorer.
It's Harry Kane, isn't it now?
It is Harry Kane. Yes, you're right. Which English
player?
I've started, so I'll finish. Which English player scored in 10 consecutive Premier League games for Leicester?
Vardy, surely.
It was Vardy, yes. By my reckoning, you got 6, which is very impressive. But I also think you might have got 1 or 2 others because I'm not too sure about some of those that
yeah, Ferguson must have done more than Wenger because he was in charge before him.
So that gives you 7. And then what was the other one I wasn't sure about? Can't remember. It was. I wasn't sure if the Derby. The Seaman one. I'll check. But either way, you've got 7, which puts you level all time. And if Seaman was right, then actually you got 8. So you would have beaten everybody last season. So there you go. That's not bad at all.
I'm just happy not to get 0, if I'm honest. That'll do for me.
I did run it over by about 30 seconds as well. So
I did think the 90 seconds was going on for some time, but
well, no, because there was a bit of chat in between, wasn't there? We kept
that is true. That is
arguing
true.
about questions and things. So there are people that will time it and say that's not right.
Yes. Well, it's fair to say you are elite in the SWYW football knowledge, general knowledge game. So well done. Well done. And the final thing we're going to do, again, harking back all you big fans of the pod missing last season's funny games, we're going to play a game of shooting stars in their eyes. So, do you remember Shoot magazine's Match magazine? Did you used to read that when you were a kid? Yeah. Well, can you remember the player fact files in Shoot magazine, Match magazine? So they'd ask you like, "What's your favorite car?" or that kind of thing, and what would you do if you weren't a footballer? Well, we liked to do that last season, and then it turned into kind of stars in their eyes because a couple of people came on and pretended that they were a famous footballer of the time answering those questions and also doing an impression. So if you're up for it, Kev, you could impersonate your favorite or a Liverpool legend and imagine that they are answering these questions. Are you up for that? It's a bit messy and convoluted, but that's what this feature was.
Okay.
Nobody's judging.
Who would you be? Which Liverpool player would you? And can you do impressions? Would you like to do an impression of said player?
I'm not very good at doing impressions.
All right, fair enough.
I'll do Graham Souness.
All right, Souness, brilliant. So imagine you're Souness answering these questions. So, question number 1: what don't you like about yourself, Graham?
I don't like that I'm a bit too headstrong.
I'm liking the impression.
Sometimes I get a bit overexcited, and I think I need to work on my anger.
I could see that, Graham. Well done. Thank you. What would you do if you could be invisible for a day, Graham? What would you do?
I'd probably go on a film set and pull down Vinnie Jones's pants because he's a wee bastard.
Brilliant. I mean, that's up there with Steve Sutton's genuine answer from this feature back in the 80s. When asked what Steve Sutton, the former Nottingham Forest goalkeeper, what he would do, he said, "I would like to watch a photo shoot for Penthouse magazine." He genuinely answered that in the magazine for young getting ready to want to be footballers in their old age. All right. So, Graham, what would you do if someone gave you £50,000 today?
I'd probably give it to. I'd give it to. Do you know what? I don't know. I'd give it to charity. Some sort of charity. Some kind of anger charity.
There's a theme here. Graham. Well done. Who are your favourite cartoon characters?
I quite like. What's it called now? Oh shit!
Captain Caveman.
No. I like Paw Patrol. That's it.
Oh yeah,
I'm a big fan of dogs. So cartoon dogs, they're my favourite.
Is that dogs?
Dogs, yeah.
Excellent. Who's your favourite Paw Patrol character then? Is it Marshall or is it?
No, it's Sky.
Sky every time. Good lad. And last question, you'll be pleased to know, is have you ever been mistaken for anyone else?
Aye. There was one time I was walking down Oxford Street, and someone said I look like Diana Ross. I had my big perm going on. And yeah, I took it as a compliment, but as you can imagine, I got quite pissed off afterwards.
and went and did them in.
Aye, I mean, yeah, and I lost my Scottish accent from then on in as well. Just been a muddle since then.
Well, tonight, Matthew, you were Graham Souness, so thank you very much for that, Kev. Very, very well done.
No bother.
So yes, that you'll be pleased to know is the end of this week's nonsense. So there's a reason why we dropped that feature from the pod, but no, it's
I quite like it.
It was good to bring it back. It was good to bring it back. Yeah, for new guests, I think we should bring that back.
Well, when we get Neil Poynton on, we can actually compare his old original answers to his modern day ones.
He did it, so we're quite excited about the thought of that. But yes, thank you so much, Kev, for joining us this Thursday night. Well, it's getting on to Friday morning, isn't it? But yes, thank you for that, giving up your time. And yes, we will wish you all the best of luck. No pressure. Obviously, recent guests have done very, very well in the weekend. So get your wild card in, and you never know. You could be laughing.
You're only playing Chesney.
Exactly.
Yes, exactly.
No,
So,
cheers for having me, guys. Appreciate
good
it.
luck with that.
No,
Well, thank you.
you.
And remember, you can follow us on Twitter at SWYW_FPL. The double underscore is important. And if you're watching this on YouTube, leave us a comment. What's your favorite ABBA song? Let us know. You never know. We'll get Lee back next week. He might sing it for us. But yes, thanks, Kev. And thanks to you, Steve. They think it's all over. It is for this week. Enjoy your footballing week. Keep on singing and keep on winning. Goodbye.
Bye.
Get out of my podcast.